Well, normally don't do this, but I don't want my other channel to disappear. So I made a whole new channel for this. But I hope everybody understands what's really going on. That this whole Venezuela bullshit is actually a distraction. And yeah, I know the state of New Hampshire is going to be putting out a warrant for my arrest pretty soon because they're a corporation and I've been calling them out on their bullshit. Especially when I had a policy officer rip open my car door because he thought he knew the law, which legally rendered the stop null and void. Then they found out I was running for sheriff at the time, so now it's a big-ass fucking bullshit thing, and the FBI doesn't want to get involved. Shit, the New Hampshire attorney doesn't want to get involved. Even though the town of Lancaster, New Hampshire is defrauding the U.S. government while operating a CQV trust without the consent of the beneficiary or trustee, as that trust was in UPU, Universal Postal Union Guidelines, with a postage stamp and my signature signed on the back, stating I was the Postmaster Grand General. But, you know, they like to do what they want because they're a corporation that's not even our government. Title 28, 3002, Section 15 of the UCC, Uniform Commercial Code, which states the U.S. is a corporation. The states of are a corporation. We live in the territories. We do not live in the state. The capital of the United States of America is Philadelphia. Washington, D.C. is owned by the Vatican and Israel. It used to be owned by the USA and the British Crown. But it was sold in 2008 under Dun & Bradstreet. That's what they're not telling you, is that none of this is our government. But back to the Venezuela shit. There's millions of metric tons of cocaine and fentanyl pouring into Maine from the borders. And they don't want you guys to know that. So there's a big distraction going on, even though they are helping the Chinese cartel move metric tons of cocaine and fentanyl through the Maine border. And it has severely affected Vermont and New Hampshire too. But then again, there's no attorney general in Maine and they're doing it on purpose. There's also the state police that are helping the Chinese cartel in Maine and in New Hampshire. Everybody needs to wake up because I live up here and it's a fucking war zone. It's literally becoming a war zone between the Chinese cartel and the people. And they're not telling you this. They want you to look over here at Venezuela. We need that because they have oil. Meanwhile, we will let everybody die from fentanyl and heroin and cocaine coming in through the Maine borders from the Chinese cartel because they are paying us off. So, I normally don't do this, but you guys need to know what's really going on. And I kind of hope that you spread this around a little bit so people actually understand we're being defrauded by a false corporation pretending to be our government. That has never been our government. The federal has not been our government. And also in 2018, I believe, the Federal Reserve, it was 18 or 2020, the Federal Reserve was bought by Donald J. Trump. Yes, he is the owner of the Federal Reserve, which is a private corporation. It is not the people. Everything that they are doing is defrauding the U.S. government by operating these false corporate CQV trusts that most people don't even know they have because they won't teach you this. But there will be more. I just hope you guys know that this is one hell of a distraction to keep us paying attention down there while Maine is being flooded with drugs with this corporation's help. This is no longer anything that represents our government. All the state ofs, like the state of Maine, the state of New Hampshire, the state of Vermont, the state of Massachusetts, the state of New York, are all corporations. We live in the territory of Maine, the territory of New Hampshire, the territory of Vermont, the territory of New York. This is where they are getting everyone.